What is going on, everyone? Mr. Mom Collectibles. I am back. At the time of recording this video, it is July 5th, and I hope if you are watching, you had a fun, safe 4th of July with those you loved, a lot of fireworks, and I hope you guys had a great time. And Inart dropped a great, at first, tease, and now we have more photos. It was just a couple days ago, not even, we had the Hot Toys Superman reveal with Krypto, and I made a video on that expressing my thoughts about that particular figure. And now Inart has thrown their hat into the ring, and frankly, this is a clear one-up in my opinion. Now, normally I don't like to get too hung up on the details of the back and forth. This is, I believe, the third or fourth figure that is going head-to-head with the companies. If I recall, obviously we had the Heath Ledger Jokers, we had the Batman, we had Pennywise, the Superman, Henry Cavill. I don't really count that one particularly because, Hot Toys hasn't given us an updated version, but now this one is another head-to-head direct. We're literally within days apart, and as a matter of fact, I'm recording this video very early in the morning, and this should be going up for PO actually within the next, I think it's July 5th, Inart had said, so this will be a really fun one. So, I mean, I'm not trying to, repeat too much, but I mean, if you have Inart figures, I think you kind of know and learned what to expect, what comes with them, that sense of realism, that sense of just the proportions, things like that. I mean, it just looks great. I mean, there's just photos here that just look utterly outstanding. I know it looks like they were trying to replicate some movie posters and give that more cinematic look with the shading, with the lighting. But I mean, this just looks absolutely stunning. Now, it looks like this is going to be, we get two head sculpts with this, and it is going to be sculpted hair. So I would expect it to be in the line in terms of more of like the Henry Cavill Superman, where it was more minimalistic packaging, figure, base. The flight pole system looks very identical to the Henry Cavill. I wouldn't be surprised if it's that, the same way. It looks like we do get two alternate capes. You get the drape cape and you get a wired cape as well. And if you do have, once again, that, BVS Superman, you kind of know what to expect with this one. It looks like such an incredible piece, and what I love about it is I'm always open to new stuff, and meaning that I just love this. I am falling in love with this suit more and more that I see it. I just look at stuff like the neck lining here looks great, the cape connection, the detailing on the suit. I mean, once again, we haven't seen the suit in live action yet, but these companies get these details a year plus out. So I mean, this suit is going to be what it is. What you see here is what it's going to basically be, and it just looks so realistic. It just looks absolutely amazing, and I do love the fact, like this picture here looks great, by the way. I do also love it that they did do Krypto. I think Krypto, not knowing at the time of making this video how big of a role or small of a role that Krypto will have in the movie, nevertheless, he is obviously a vital part in a lot of the marketing and, in terms of a character of, the movie itself. So I really do like how Inart has made Krypto as well. So that's a big deal for me. I don't think that there is a loss here where collectors, I mean, obviously when the price point comes out, I do think this is going to be at a higher price point. You're probably looking at, 300 plus, which is definitely going to be more than the Hot Toys version, potentially even 400. I mean, even like Krypto looks just so much better, the detailing and everything, and I love the little individual base that he has there. I will say the one thing I kind of wish is that if I was kind of mash up the two, like this photo here, Krypto looks like that. To me, that looks like it came right out of the movie versus the Hot Toys one, which I think needs a little bit of work. But when it comes back to Superman, I do love the Hot Toys base. I still love that, and I love the connection of how he's actually attached to the base. So, I mean, in a perfect world, initially, I'm thinking the greatest combo would be the Hot Toys diorama base with the Inart Superman. Like, that would probably be like chef's kiss in terms of the ultimate pairing. But like I said, here we go. Obviously the figure, the cape, the Krypto, then you have the boots as well. So they have alternate boots. So if you want to put him in a flight pose, you can have the alternate boots to put on where they're bent, so it's prefixed, which I think is kind of smart because it avoids any unnecessary creasing or anything like that. But like here, I think the proportions look really great. The suit itself, I have no complaints about it whatsoever. When I first saw the suit a long time ago, I really wasn't a fan of it. I share the same sentiments that a lot of other collectors had, and so ultimately, I think it just looks really great. And here's just a breakdown. If you want to pause the video here, you get basically one calm expression head sculpt with articulated eyes, one closed expression, and then you get the body, you get the accessories. So you do get two head sculpts, one with the eyes closed and one with the eyes open, and then you have the separate eye rolling system. It is going to be sculpted hair. I don't think that they're doing that really stupid thing that they Inart, they're doing great strides and doing great things. And one of the biggest knocks I had about that BVS Henry Cavill Superman is that they took the advice from one, we'll just call him Captain Kangaroo is my normal terminology, and they took the advice of a YouTuber and made his curl rooted and the rest of the hair sculpted, which I thought was an utterly stupid thing for them to do. So hopefully here they just went with a fully sculpted hair and called it a day. I would have loved to have seen it rooted, but then once again, I also get, it keeps costs down. So I think they're doing a substitute by giving you two head sculpts, so you kind of have that trade-off to make it feel like the collectors, they're getting their money's worth. I would have loved to have seen this fully rooted. I think it would have looked really amazing, something that they could have pulled off. But once again, we have the tease here. So we literally we went from nothing a week ago to two Superman figures, within a matter of days of each other. And, for me, you're going to, as a collector, have to make a decision on what you want. From what I'm being told, this one is not going to be a major worldwide release, so it might be a little bit limited. It doesn't mean that people collect, if you're buying from like 1/6 Kit or places like that, you're going to have those options to get that, but it's not going to be as worldwide, meaning, there's a lot of the U.S. retailers going to be able to get it. So you have to just be careful with this one. I think the Hot Toys one is obviously more readily available, but if you were going to go either way, I mean, the Inart, I always say that you really can't sleep on Inart. You have to make a decision relatively soon, just for the general sense, whether or not get into the first batch for a QC standpoint or just to lock it in general. So for me, I'm definitely going to be getting the Inart one. I have enough Inart figures now to know that, it's worth it to wait to see if Inart's going to put something out, because their quality overall, it is better than Hot Toys. But that's not to say that Hot Toys isn't better in its own right for various reasons. But like everything in life, there's always just something better. I mean, that's just what it is. And here, I just think that, like I said, having enough Inart figures, so I'm speaking from experience, I mean, the proportions on this are going to look really amazing. And I think that there's going to be people out there, I've already seen, people nitpicking. I'm not that kind of person, because there's details that you're just not going to think about when you have the figure in hand. Like, I know the biggest criticism a lot of people thought of with the Henry Cavill Inart Superman was that, like, the proportions of his thighs weren't correct, or this, that, and the other. None of that that comes into mind with me when I have the figure on the shelf. It just, the presence alone, it really is very overwhelming. And I always joke and I say those who speak the loudest are the ones that usually aren't buying anyway. So a lot of people, if you're someone that's seeing this video and you're going online in the Facebook groups and kind of seeing, I mean, don't get caught up in the bullshit of people sitting there nitpicking that the S logo is 1 centimeter off, or the belt isn't in. That's all bullshit. I mean, it's silly stuff. It's semantics, to be frank. Have fun. Enjoy the announcement. Enjoy the release. For me, I'm really excited for it. I was all in seeing this movie. I was always remaining optimistic about the movie. That's kind of how I always felt. And I'm one that, and I've said this in my my Hot Toys video review that I did, that it doesn't matter whether or not I see Superman right away. I mean, me seeing a movie has no absolute impact on me buying a figure. I've said this time and time again, that there are numerous movies out there that may have been shitty, but they have produced really great characters that have translated into figure form. So that's just, the movie could bomb and I could still love the figure. So it does not, and I say this all the time with the Joaquin Phoenix, Joker. There's a lot of people who bought that Inart 4-pack or 2-pack that after Joker 2 came out, they felt really like upset about that whole, it tarnished the legacy of the character. To me, it does nothing for me. I still love that set. It's one of my favorite sets and pieces in my collection. So same thing like this. So like I said, I think this is a great looking piece. I am looking forward to pre-ordering it. The Hot Toys one, I am going to wait on it. I never pre-ordered that one. I had every intention of doing it, but I'm not as fast to pre-order that, Hot Toys as I am with Inart. If Inart puts out something that I like, I'm pre-ordering it day one. I'm just locking it in and calling it a day. And this is going to be that piece. I think it looks fantastic. It's Superman. And he's one of those characters for me that it kind of doesn't matter who plays him. Superman's a symbol. It can, like Batman, he could be portrayed by different characters, and the essence of that main, it's still there because it is Superman, it is Batman, despite who the actor is. And so I just think that these photos are absolutely phenomenal. Kudos to Inart for doing an amazing job, and a surprising one as well. This really kind of dropped out of nowhere. Between the tease that they gave us, I think earlier in the day on July 4th, and then the slew of photos that came out later, later in the day, this was definitely a surprise for me. I don't know if they'll be doing any other characters from the movie, but if they don't, that's no problem with me. We got Superman and Krypto, and like I said, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are. I personally am very excited about this piece, the Inart version specifically, but let me know what you guys think below. Are you guys going to be copying this? Are you going to be getting both? I mean, there are people out there, Superman fans, that are going to get both figures, and there is nothing wrong with that whatsoever. That is still on the table for me. Inart's locked in 100%, and the Hot Toys one very well still might be in its own right. So we'll see what happens for me, but definitely Inart 100%. I'm all in on this one without a doubt. And if this was never being made, then it would be the Hot Toys one 100%. But as I said, let me know in the comments below. Drop a like on the video. Please consider subscribing, and let me know your thoughts on where you stand with this one. Is it one that you're excited for? Are you planning on getting the Hot Toys one? And if you pre-ordered the Hot Toys figure already, so what are you feeling about this right now? Are you having some buyer's remorse? Are you sticking with what you got? I'm interested to know what your thoughts are. But until then, this is Mr. Mom Collectible saying take care, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Acknowledge me!